How's it going, folks? What do we got? Who's hopped in? Captain Kimosabi, welcome. Welcome. Alicia Gearson, welcome. Welcome. We're here in my home office here in Las Vegas, and I'm about to show you guys this pretty cool new tool that I got that is super simple, but surprisingly powerful in terms of what it could do for you and your productivity. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into it. So here is the here, just a second. Here is the tool of the hour. It's called the Time Timer. If you Googled that, you'd be able to find it out. But it's called the Time Timer. But it's actually a pretty simple thing. So I'm using it mainly kind of as a Pomodoro timer. But what you do is you got this simple little thing where you can slide this, and then say I want it to work for 25 minutes, like the standard Pomodoro. And what it'll do is it's going to be counting down the whole time. You can barely see it right now. You can kind of see that it's moving, but it doesn't move super quick. It moves, about a minute per dot. Anyway, but here, and then as it gets closer, so I'll set it right to about a minute, so that we can see what happens when it goes done. But so you not only have a visual representation of how much time you have left. So if you have a task that you're really trying to optimize to work more productively during, it helps that. You can see, hey, this is how much time I have left. It's nice that it's physical rather than on the computer or on an app, because this isn't going anywhere. It's going to sit here. It's going to do its job, and it's real simple. Now. There are some good apps out there that help with things like this. This I've just been finding it's been awesome. It's been awesome to use. But they make them in a bunch of different sizes. I got this one through something called the Jack of All Skills subscription box. That would be worthwhile to check into as well. So I didn't even know that I was getting it, but it was a pretty cool find once it came in. It might take too long. Let's move it in a little bit closer. But yeah, so what it does is it like when it gets to the end, and let's see, there we go. It'll beep at you. So you can turn that off. That's there's a setting to turn that part on or off. But otherwise, it just keeps working. So it's super simple. It fits really well into a productivity stack. Especially if you're utilizing something like the Pomodoro Technique. Not really close to the border, unless you're talking about the border of California, because Vegas is close to California. But yeah, I'm in Nevada, so no, not really close to the border. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, anybody have any questions on this, on the Pomodoro Technique in general, or kind of how you could use this timer? Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, so the Pomodoro Technique it's pretty simple. It's basically about kind of chunking your work down into solid time blocks. So, wait a second. So basically, what you do is the idea is that we as people kind of flow in and out of productivity. So it's hard to stay on and stay focused and in flow state for very long at a time. So the Pomodoro Technique is the idea that you break down your working sessions into smaller segments. So generally the average Pomodoro is about 25 minutes long. And you cycle from working to rest to working to rest to working to longer rest. So it's 25 minutes on, 5 minutes of rest, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes of rest. You do that cycle 4 times, and you take about a 15-minute break. But what you find is it does a couple of things. For one, it causes you to focus, because you want to focus on one task during that 25-minute stretch. But the other thing is it kind of gives you a simple way to start figuring out how long something takes you. You could do anything. I mean, you got 5 minutes, so it's whatever makes sense in that amount of time. You can go for a walk. You could read a little bit of a book. You could do some push-ups. You know, I don't know, whatever fancies you. I think for me personally, I tend to find that anything that gets me too mentally distracted toward another vein is not a good idea. So it's like it works well to go get a drink of water or to go for a quick walk or something like that. But it's not too great for me to like go on Facebook because I can kind of get bogged down into that. Hi, Chris. How's it going? Thanks for the hearts, Chris. Just joined in. I guess he just likes the way I look. Oh, yeah. There we go. There's the hearts. Where you from, Chris? Huggy, that's actually not quite true. You might expect that, but at 25 minutes, if you do a good job breaking down your tasks and really being clear on what you want to do, it's not that hard to optimize it really well. To that point though, there are people. I mean, 25 minutes is kind of the standard. That's what they find works for most people. But you can adapt that. You can work longer stretches if that makes more sense to you. It's more about finding a solid unit of time that you could focus on a task and stay focused during that whole time, where you don't burn out readily. So you may not want to mess with it too much, but if you really felt like you needed more than 25 minutes, you could. The other thing that it really helps you do is to know how to break down your tasks in such a way so that you have something you can complete in 25 minutes. Because chances are most people structure their goals and their tasks a little bit too open-endedly, depending on what they're working on. So if you set something out and say, hey, I'm going to work on this, if you don't have something that you could finish in 25 minutes, you may not be structuring it quite right. It depends on what it is. There are things that are that way, where you just kind of get into it and do it, and it's hard to break them down. But there are tons of tasks that most people, I think, spend way too much time on, mainly because they're not tracking how much time they're spending on it. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Well, hey guys, if you guys like productivity tips, be sure to subscribe to me here on Periscope. This is the kind of stuff that I talk about. Every once in a while I talk about real estate. What's that around my neck? It's a headset. It's a Bluetooth headset. I talk about real estate marketing as well, but I generally make it pretty clear in my titles what I'm talking about. So if you're interested in productivity, or if you happen to be interested in real estate, definitely make sure to hit that button and go ahead and subscribe. It's been great, and chat with you next time.